Welcome to Antishay Q&A number 2. I love that that rhymes. Is that dorky? I am going to go through a couple of questions that I've got and hopefully just speak some more to mindset, to self-control, to techniques for weight loss. I'm having a lot of fun answering questions publicly, and trust me, we will never run out, so that's great. I wanted to address first, for those people who are not going to watch through this whole video, a question from Sarah, and actually the next question is from a Sarah as well, but they spell it differently. This is from Sarlyland. She asked, I was watching some of your videos and I noticed you talked about using muscle milk and was wondering if you still use it. If not, why? I was considering using it, but I'm not sure if I should or not. I love protein shakes, but the powder I have now has a bunch of crap in it, so I want to try something else. I wanted to address this question because it's sort of been eating away at me, because a lot of my early videos, I do talk about muscle milk constantly. I was in Stickum one night months ago, like, telling everybody they should buy muscle milk. Muscle milk is awesome. I've got some back there, right there. And I actually have more in a box over there. However, no, I don't eat it anymore. When I went non-processed, I still made consolations for some things like muscle milk when I worked out because it's really great. If you don't know what muscle milk is, it's a shake that you drink after you work out and makes you not sore, so you can work out. It helps repair your muscles very quickly, and it's really good for you and it's high in protein. But it's got maltodextrin in it and high fructose corn syrup, so on a non-processed diet, there's just no way I'm going to eat it. Plus, maltodextrin equals MSG question mark, and there's been a huge oh my god about this lately in the media, so I just won't eat it anymore, and I'm going to give all of it to Sean because he eats it. But anyway, I get this question all the time now, and I want to thank every one of you who sent me the Down with Muscle Milk video when it came out from Underground Wellness. I think like 40 different people sent it to me, so I know I don't drink muscle milk anymore, but I still have it around, and I recommend it to you if you don't mind eating processed things. I know there's a lot of people out there who certainly eat it and don't care. Muscle milk is a great way to make a delicious protein shake post-workout, but I will not eat it any longer. This question is from Sarah, aka EverydayGirl81. She emailed with a long message, and at the ending she asked, have you ever reached a point in your program where you're so worried about failing that you think you might actually worry yourself into failing? Does that make sense? I mean, you're doing so well, and then you stop and think, shit, what if I screw up and never get back on my feet again? And it bothers you so much that you feel like the whole thought process might drive you to binge. I think now I'm watching what I eat and I'm more likely to binge during stressful situations, where before I just ate because I love food. Now I think I'm prone to be an emotional eater because I think, breathe, and sleep what I'm determined to be. I hope that this is not another one of my phases that I obsess over and then toss aside when I'm bored or overwhelmed with it. Sorry I rambled, just thought you'd understand. Thanks once again for all you do. Heart, Sarah. Very, very good question, really. First of all, I've been there. I totally understand, and it's one of the reasons I got too stressed out by the diets that I did in previous times in my life. Even when they weren't crash diets, I mean, when I was doing calorie counting or properly monitoring my food and exercising, the reasons I quit before was because I got too overwhelmed with the whole thing, because it was on my mind constantly and I was worried about being perfect. Heather, Water Chicklet, said she's gotten rid of the perfectionist in her when it comes to dieting, and that's how she's been able to succeed. And I think that's right where it's at. It will drive you mad trying to be perfect and worrying about failure. So the first thing you need to do is take a breath. And now, re-examine your perspective, your paradigm toward the world, how you view the world, the lens through which you see the world. Re-examine where you're coming from. Because I think so many of us are so used to dieting that we think of it as something we're doing for now. We expect perfection because we've decided to make the change, and because we've decided to make the change, now we must do so well. But consider, if you really are making a life change, if you really are doing something that you plan to do for the rest of your life so that you are healthy and fit and thin for the rest of your life, it would behoove you to view it as such. Not as a race to the finish line, not as a temporary thing. And I'm not trying to lecture you. This is just as much for me to hear all the time as you. But everybody, I think we need to realize, if we're really making these healthy choices for the rest of our lives, how much longer is your life? I estimate that unless science advances and allows me to live forever, which is what I want, then I will probably live until I'm about 100 years old. About there. So that means I personally have 77 more years on this planet. Am I going to go 77 years without binging once? Am I going to go 77 years without drinking alcohol, without having chips or pop. Am I going to go 77 years of going to the gym every day? Hell no. I think it's time to shift your perspective. Look ahead of you. Close your eyes and think forward. 77 years. When you see suddenly that you have this extreme continuum ahead of you that you're going to have to live through, you realize that imperfection is okay. Because in the grand scheme of things, as long as you do more right things than wrong, you will be successful at weight loss, at health, at strengthening yourself. All these things will be successful if you do them more often than not. So I hope that helps you stop worrying somewhat, because the worry can totally eat away at you, and I completely understand. But the first way to face that is to realize that this really is a change. You're not going to be giving up everything forever. You're not going to be doing everything forever. You're not going to be perfect. It's a matter of trial and error and of improvement. And as long as you realize that this is the rest of your life we're talking about here, then you realize that it's no big deal. And if you go to a party and you've got a bunch of chips and a bunch of alcohol and you decide, hell with it, tonight we're going crazy, and you do that once every month or once every 3 months or once a year, it's a blip in the span of your lifetime. And it's okay, because it does not hinder you from overall health if you do more good things than bad. And then I would also suggest an idea. If you don't journal already, journaling is a really good idea. I know I recommended that in the last Q&A. But actually, if you are prone to worry or become overwhelmed, I suggest you journal forward. Journal ahead. Look at the next day or the next week and take it day by day. I know some people say 1 day at a time, 1 pound at a time. Well, I challenge you, and anybody out there who has the same problem with worry, I challenge you to plan literally 1 day at a time or 1 pound at a time. Take out a weekly planner and literally look at your week. Write in the exact duration and exercise you're going to do. Write in the calorie level you're going to eat. And if you're going to eat up to your maintain weight calories 1 or 2 days of the week, write that in. Plan it in. But don't do it, this is my week for the rest of my life. This is how my weeks are going to look. Because you're obviously eventually going to fall from that, and then you're going to feel like a failure. But look at that week in particular. Look at exactly what's going on that week with birthday parties and with your schedule and with school and with work and with the kids and with whatever. Look at exactly what that week is going to bring and fit it in. And don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about the future. Just look at right now and do your best right now. And then at the end of the week, set aside a half an hour for yourself every week where you can just sit down with your little weekly schedule. Some people do this better day by day, but I find that a week is a really good overview because it allows flexibility. And look ahead each week. Just plan for that week. Don't plan like the super mega perfect week to end all perfect weeks, because it's not going to fit always. You have to be flexible. So those are my 2 suggestions, and that's really all I can say, is to first realize this goes on forever. And therefore, some imperfection is okay. It doesn't mean it's the ruin of you. And once you really get it on your head and embrace that, which can take a long time of meditating and repeating it to yourself and whatever, you can get to that mindset where you realize, all right, some imperfection is just fine. We're all imperfect. And then do your best to plan expecting the unexpected. Plan your weeks according to the schedule for that particular week. So it looks like 2 questions is the most I can seem to fit in with all of my rambling tendencies. So we'll stick with that, 2 questions per Q&A unless they're all really short little ones. I hope this helped you somehow. I will see you on Monday possibly, and if not on Tuesday for a video along with my Weight Loss Losers video. Thank you for watching.